welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the Blazers couldn't have looked any sharper as they came through the tunnel.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And the Clippers starting five. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the power forward. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Powell in at the three spot. And it's Lillard missing. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. George, no good.
He makes a lot more of those than he misses. Not sure what threw him off right there.
Outside Covington. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Here's Batum. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Now here's Leonard. Trains the three-pointer. Leonard's got 5. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
And it's Lillard missing for Los Angeles. They've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Outside for George. And now Portland on the break. Here's Nurkic, and the shot goes down.
I mean, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Getting to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Outside Jackson. Passes it to Leonard. Shoots over Powell. Leonard, no luck.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Cullen passes to Powell. McCollum kicks to Powell. Kicks it out to Lillard. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Lillard is such a crafty finisher. Even when he takes a pounding, he sticks with it. For
the Trailblazers, Cantor checked in for Nurkic, and Carmelo Anthony is subbed in for Robert Covington. And then for the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. Portland's gone 0-2 from deep here. Anthony finds Powell. Lillard outside. Fires for 3. The Trailblazers rebound. Back to Powell. The 3. Rebound by the Clippers.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. The putback, it's good on the putback.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Here's George. That one good for 2.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it, too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he did.
And Portland making a change here. Simons is checked in. Here's McCollum. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim. He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding how to send shots.
Beyond the arc. Here's Cantor. Pass to Simons. Back to Cantor. Another shot, and it's good on the layup. Cantor's got his second bucket tonight.
Strong finish by Cantor. The contact doesn't seem to affect his mechanics at all.
From deep, George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 5 rebounds tonight, pushing it up. And the dunk by Powell.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's George. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
A 3 from McCollum. The offensive rebound.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Stolen by McCollum. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Trailblazers out in front. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he deals.
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Well, setting the pace early, aggressive mind state. I love their approach so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, Patrick Patterson is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 2-guard spot.
It's not easy to keep him from converting those. I mean, the D has to be airtight.
And stolen by Patterson. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. And Anthony sends it back. Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 11. Jackson, that's good. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch, I agree.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Outside Jackson. To the inside. Out to Morris. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost them.
Yeah, you got to be locked in at all times. Their inconsistent play is a big reason why they're losing.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Anthony. And Lillard subbed in for Little.
Well, there's never going to be hesitation from Lillard on his catch-and-shoot opportunities. His confidence through the roof on those.
Pass to Leonard. And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Powell, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Now, here's Lillard. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
His three-point game is heating up. That's his second three of the quarter, third overall.
Here's George. Will it go? Oh, wow!
Nice.
and putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Now here's Lillard. He's got 12. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
And Yusuf Nurkic, missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, was still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but he would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and clean.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, it's a misnomer that in the era of three-point shooting, people don't want anyone to take mid-range shots. Many of the league's elite players still thrive there. Kawhi Leonard is one, and he explained how. He said it's hard to defend guys that shoot twos. Once you get to the playoffs, it becomes a half-court game. Teams won't allow you to take wide-open shots or threes. Guys, back to you.
DA, thank you.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
And here's Portland. They're on a 14-5 run. Lillard with it. 14 points for him. Tries from 10. He kicks it to Powell. Clock is at 3. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Zubac. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Trailblazers leading by 20. Lillard from deep three-point land. That's not going to go for him. It's his 6th miss. He's 5 for 11. And Rondo gets it to go on the assist by George.
Yeah, out in the open court, Rondo's versatile. I mean, he can make plays for others or finish for himself.
Lillard with no one around. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
And
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach.
all right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 16 points, and that's...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
This game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
And at 280 pounds, I mean, Nurkic is difficult to deter, even when you hit him. I mean, he's just so strong.
Now here's Leonard. 5 points in the game. Zubac, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Lillard outside. A three-pointer, no good. Clippers trail by 20. Here's Kennard. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Not just a jump shooter. Kennard is more than capable of doing real damage from the interior as well.
Now the pass to Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of it.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Here's Lillard. 16 points for him. Passes it to Nurkic. Outside Covington. Back to Nurkic. Pass to Lillard. On deep. It's rebounded by Leonard.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. 22 is their biggest lead. Lets it go from deep. And no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
Tells you a little something about their team. They've been able to pull in front despite his troubles tonight.
And it's Leonard missing.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be giving him.
Powell, no one around him. Portland, no good that time either. Clippers trail by 16. Now the Clippers moving it up. Oh, and there's the alley-oop and the jam by Nicholas Batum. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Here's Nurkic, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Nurkic has got 6 in the quarter.
And the touch Nurkic has inside. I mean, I love seeing him be aggressive. Look to get his shot from there.
And here's Jackson. And here's Leonard from 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Leonard's got 10.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And it's Lillard missing.
He hasn't had anywhere near the same touch he had in the first half. 0 3-pointers in this half compared to 3 in the first.
Yes, that goes in. He's got 12.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Three-pointer, Lillard gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Trailblazers lead by 14.
Adding to his 3-point total on the night. He had 3 in the first half. Now he's got his first one here in the second.
Batum for 3. And that one is off. For Portland, they've gone somewhat so far 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. And finished off by Nurkic.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Jackson looking it over. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Jackson's got his second bucket of the night.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Lillard against Kennard. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
D has got to do a better job clogging up routes to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to driving inside.
Left side, Leonard. Shoots over Powell. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Trailblazers lead by 6. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Here's Rondo. And the Clippers looking at who they've got. Paul George is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at the pivot, manning the middle. And George gets it to go.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Clippers trail by 15. Now Rondo. Pass to Oturu. Here's Mann. He is guarded by McCollum. That one drops for him. Mann's got his first basket of the night.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
A three from McCollum and another three for Portland.
His teammates keep getting him the ball in his favorite spots. He's done a lot for his shooting percentage.
George looking around. Fires the three. Portland grabs the miss. Cantor's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The shot by Anthony, no good. LA has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And there's Paul George on the assist by Rondo.
Well, look, if you're out there with Rondo, you find some open space, and he's going to find you.
McCollum outside. Shoots from the elbow. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at the offensive.
Hands it from downtown.
A lethal shooter from downtown. McCullough, he enjoys opportunities to pull the trigger.
It's George on the wing. This one for three. And it's George again missing.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Giles the pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Goes up with it. Cantor inside. The pass to Giles. Now here's Cantor. Defense right on him. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. McCollum no good. Clippers trail by 17. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one's on Anthony.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014. And Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Jones checked in for McCollum. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Leonard, he's checked in for Patterson. Outside Anthony. Here's Cantor. And they convert it last on attempt number 3. And the Trailblazers lead by 17. Outside Leonard. Sinks the three-pointer. Leonard's got 10 points in just the second half.
And in college, Leonard was a 25% shooter from 3. Boy, how times have changed.
Pass to Simons. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Defended by George. And the wing jumper offline. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 14-point game.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react. And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Trailblazers.
2 great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Lillard.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
There's 38 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Simons, the pass to Jones. Wide open. And he gets it to go.
they made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
Out to the wing. Leonard looking over the floor. Outside for George. Got 3 off the mark. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Substitution.
Now, here's Lillard. The putback. No good. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Even early on in this one. Quite a few injuries here between the two teams. 5 players out tonight.
5 players unavailable tonight. A lot of minutes and shots to go around.
And the Clippers starting 5. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. And for the Nets, we've got DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving at the 2. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Right side, George. And that one is good from Zubac. And above the rim play, always captivating, Steve. We should see a lot of that tonight.
And Kevin, I'm so excited. You know, I played under the rim, so to get a chance to watch guys play well above, I am getting my popcorn ready.
It's the Nets now. The Clippers getting the bucket. Irving can't hit.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
First quarter of play, 1 minute played. And George kicks to Leonard. Pass to Jackson. 5 to shoot. Throws it up high, and the dunk by Zubac.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Irving looking over the floor. Cans the 12-footer.
And this team looking to get him the ball and get him in rhythm quickly.
Because he's someone that you lean on at the offensive end. Establish him early.
Now, here is George. Pass to Leonard. Back to George. Shoots the 3. Drops in the tray.
He's been doing this a long time. George can hurt you from outside, inside, and everywhere in between. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Harden, no good.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
It's stolen by Harris. And here's the fast break. Jordan leading the way, and they pick up 2.
Yeah, you got your shooters and you have your scorers, but James Harden is both. And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Here's Leonard. The shot off that time, so Brooklyn will take it the other way. Green with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Outside for Jordan. The Nets working the ball around now. Harris passes to Jordan. Back to Harris. The dish to Jordan. Over Jackson. The shot's good from Jordan. Jordan's got his second bucket of the night.
Size and strength of DeAndre Jordan, brushing off the defender.
Outside, George. The shot misses. Great D that time from Jordan. Here's Irving. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
For a guy who is 6'3", Kyrie shows us he has great confidence playing inside.
George against Harden. Outside Leonard. Back to Batum. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. 3-point lead. The shot's good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Outside, George. And stolen by Harris. And now Harris running the floor all by himself. And that one is good. Jordan's got 6.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Clippers trail by 7. George looking over the floor. To end the run. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 5th rebound in this one. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
We know he's one of the best offensive players in the league. What I've seen lately from Kyrie is an improvement in his focus on the defensive end.
Brooklyn making some changes. Marcus Aldridge has checked in for Joe Harris. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. George with the bucket.
Slippery play by Paul George to get inside. He ends up right where he wanted to be for the shot.
Outside Irving. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Rondo. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Brooklyn heading to the bench with a 7. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets. before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. Irving is out there with Brown. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Luwawu in at the 3 spot. Now here's Irving. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. Claxton the pass to Irving. Sweet move. And he lays it up and in. Irving's got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Morris. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
One of the more instinctive passers over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
Outside Irving. Passes it to Luwawu. Ball's knocked loose. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Jordan, he's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Patterson's checked in. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Mistake by the defender, fouling a very good free throw shooter in Kawhi.
The Nets making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Reggie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I play, there was an era, you know, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in, is their defensive approach.
4 on the clock. Here's Luwawu. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Here's Oturu. Rebounded by the Nets.
And as great a player as LaMarcus Aldridge is, at times his defense can be a concern. Only getting tougher for him as he ages.
LaMarcus Aldridge, GA, will be able to score forever. Defending pick and rolls, keeping up with mobile bigs. That's a problem right now later in his career. Limiting minutes and picking up matchups might be the best way to disguise this.
Here is Harden. Paul George making his last shot. The putback. Harden kicks to Brown. Back to Harden. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Inside, here's Rondo. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now just a 1-point Brooklyn lead.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Harden scanning the floor. Here's Aldridge. And the Nets miss again. Now the Clippers with it. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Power move from PG-13. He's added a lot of muscle to his frame over the years, putting it to good use right there.
Griffin's checked in for Brooklyn. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Reggie Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
It's Harden with the drive, and he lays it straight in. Harden's got 6.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
On the wing, George. He's got 9. Offline with his 3.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And a new group in for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Aldridge. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. Harris is checked in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And Irving subbed in for Bruce Brown. Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Luke Kennard comes in for George. Here's Leonard, following the bucket by the Nets. Oh, jam by Leonard.
Flexing at the rack. Leonard doing what he can to fire up his teammates.
Harden outside. Irving dishes to Harden. Kennard against Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter. There's 39 seconds left now here in the second. Leonard, the pass to Kennard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
With a high basketball IQ and improving playmaking abilities, Luke's growing as a distributor.
Here's Harden. Green breaking loose. Harden's shot is off.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
And it goes down 2 points.
Patterson is so active and efficient with his movements inside.
Outside Irving. For three. And a close game so far through the first. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sport. It was a rough ride in the first quarter for the Clippers. They gave themselves a lot of work. Thanks for joining us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
So for the Clippers right now, we've got Luke Kennard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Coffey in at the three, the small forward. Count that one.
Inside, outside. Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
Now George. 9 points in the game so far. And the pass to Zubac. Here's Batum. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. The Nets with the lead. Here's Irving. Harris can't throw down the putback. And here is Los Angeles now. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Now, here is Irving. 10 points for him. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
And it's George missing.
Shaky start to the half. Going 1 for 4. Still trying to find that groove.
Jordan. They kick it out to Green. It's good from long range. Green's got his first 3 points of the game.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half. Showing good execution on the offensive end.
George against Harden. George passes to Batum. Clippers moving the ball around. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
On the way, Harris. Back to Green. Harris outside. He kicks it to Harden. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Clippers trail by 4. In the corner, Kennard with it. Back to George. From the arc. And it's Irving with the rebound. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Buries it from 3-point range.
Always working to find open territory. Kennard's lethal in catch and shoot.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Pass to Green. And contest. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They have decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Johnson, he's checked in for James Harden.
And the former Hoya Green, a ranging forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
Leonard against Harris. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Irving. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Rondo's shot is off.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Irving misses. Clippers trail by 5.
Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy this go around.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin comes in for Jeff Green. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers.
Driving with a purpose. Leonard shakes off the hit, maintains focus, count it.
Irving passes to Griffin. To the middle. Here's Claxton, back to Griffin. Pass to Claxton. Pulls it up. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Claxton's got his first points of the night.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Right side, Leonard. Puts up a 3. He can't get it to go. The Nets go the other way with it. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. The shot's good from Irving.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Rondo. Passes it to Oturu. It's stolen by Harris. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. Finished off the break. And it's a 9-point Nets lead.
Out in transition, Kyrie finds his spot down the court. Finishes the job.
Leonard on the wing. Just 3 on the clock. Takes it off the glass. Leonard's got 10 points in the game.
You know he's pulling his weight, but they still find themselves behind.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Nets lead by 7. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Here's Irving. Griffin is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Joe Harris. Then there's Brown. And it's Irving at the 1 spot. So that's the Nets 5. Aldridge tried to break free. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And it's Rondo penetrating. And it's Leonard missing. Brooklyn leading by 7. And Irving with the basket on the assist from Harris. Irving's got 10 points here in the second half. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. The 3 from George. Nailed from three-point land.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. 1 in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Outside Irving. Shot clock at 6. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Irving's got the lead back up to 9 now for the Nets. Now here's Leonard. The pass to Patterson. Leonard kicks to George. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
He is starting to build up a little confidence. Hit just 1 3 in the entire first half, but he has hit 2 more since then.
Outside Irving. Shoots over Zubac. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. And the Nets lead by 8.
LaMarcus does this well, getting into the mix and creating buckets off the offensive rebounds.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Rondo against Irving. Feeds to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. It's good. Irving's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Man, it's a joy to watch Kyrie go to work. You can tell he lives and breathes this game.
Here's George, and it's blocked by Brown. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. Baseline jumper, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. And here's George for 3. And it's Griffin with the rebound. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Outside Irving. Pass to Griffin. Harris outside. Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. So for the Nets, Luwawu is checked in for Harris. And James Harden subbed in for Bruce Brown. Here's George. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Bringing the intensity on the glass. If Paul George is out there, he's going to give it his all.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Harden dishes to Aldridge. Pass to Luwawu. Looking for George. He gets it there.
This has reached desperation time for him.
For them to have a chance, everything has to go right on both ends from this point on. I mean, unbelievable. It's one thing to be talented, but Kawhi is clutch as well.
Here is Harden. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Harden right side. Drops in the layup for 2.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
And here's George for 3. Got it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Harden finds Aldridge. Double team on Aldridge. On the wing, Irving. Back to Aldridge. It's good.
We're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
Irving with the bounce pass. Kicks it to Harden. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. It was up for grabs right until the David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Now for great.
welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena.
Hey, Kevin.
Terrific. David, thanks. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point. And for Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot. Indoors tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game. So let's see how this plays out.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Here's Holiday. The teardrop falls in. Holiday's got the game going with his first points of the game for Milwaukee.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did you?
Here's George. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the game. Nice inside bucket right there.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
Now here's Jackson. The rebound by Holiday.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
For Milwaukee, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. This shot by Middleton, wide open. No good on the triple.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
He dishes it to Antetokounmpo. On the wing, Holiday. Leonard with the steal. Outside Jackson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard kicks to Jackson. Batum wide open. He fires. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Bucks with a quick start to this game. Giannis left side. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. It's Solomon to Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And that move has become second nature for Giannis. Once he establishes position, game over.
George against Middleton, and it's sent back by Lopez.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now, here's George. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Nights where it's impossible to stop Paul George. He is such a strong guy who knows how to convert through these plays.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Now here's DiVincenzo. He's guarded closely. And he makes good on the layup.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Now here's Rondo. He's tightly guarded. And there's the pass to Patterson. Shoots over Portis and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
That's miscommunication, and we rarely see that happen.
And the Clippers making a change here. Milwaukee leading by 7. 1:44 left in the first quarter. Over to the left wing. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
How about the energy? Just relentless here. Rondo excellent at just gliding down the floor and finishing in style.
Now here's DiVincenzo. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Now here's Rondo. Passes to Patterson. Wide open look. It's rebounded by Portis. Here's Connaughton. Patterson defending. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the night.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Now here's Rondo. Pass to Oturu, and it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And it's the Clippers with the ball. 8-point game.
A real struggle to shoot the ball in that first quarter.
The Bucks have gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Now here's Rondo. From past the arc. Forbes with the rebound. Milwaukee leading by 10. Connaughton kicks to DiVincenzo. Sinks the triple. DiVincenzo's got 7 points.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And how about the focus there from Rondo? Doesn't let the D get to him, able to complete that play through contact.
And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Milwaukee on top, up by 11. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of the screen.
For me personally,
And for Giannis, Greg, the consistency from range has been a focal point.
The more accurate he is from outside, the wider the driving lanes become, making him nearly impossible to stop.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, we've seen the Bucks really take control here early.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for the Clippers right now, they've got Rajon Rondo, Luke Kennard out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's man in at the 2.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in, and a switch here also for the Clippers. Jackson, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Leonard with no one around, and it's off from three-point range. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Left side, out of the Kumbo. Great D that time from Leonard. Clippers trail by 9, and pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles, and Kennard wide open. He shoots. That shot, no good. Bucks have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Leonard with the steal. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Jackson passes to Leonard. Back to Jackson. Outside Leonard. Shot clock at 5. Outside for Jackson. And a miss there on the triple. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Portis can't get it to go. LA has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Jackson. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can
in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stand. When he gets going downhill as well.
Connaughton kicks to Antetokounmpo. That one is good again. He's 6 straight from the floor with the basket.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
Now here's Jackson, guarded by Tucker. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. Here's the lob to the hoop. And it's Connaughton missing.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
Patterson passes to Kennard. Back to Patterson. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. And it's the Bucks on the break. Antetokounmpo running. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Just hard to match up with Antetokounmpo's speed, especially in the open floor.
It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's his second foul. Does he take a more cautious approach here the rest of the half?
A different look for Milwaukee. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bobby Portis. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Dante DiVincenzo. Giannis drives in. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And George with the stuff.
You allow Paul George loose in fast break situations. He's an absolute force in the open floor.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Outside, George. And the 3 off target. Here's Connaughton. Kicks it out to Giannis. And that one released in time, but no good. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 16. And that'll do it.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one, he's been everywhere.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of
the game. That was something else.
Have mercy.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. The 3 from George. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Holiday. That shot off. George with the defensive effort. Rondo dishes to Batum, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Clippers shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Well, to me, Paul George exemplifies what a leader should be. This guy does not look for his personal stats. He just wants to make the guys around him better.
Rondo passes to George. Clock at 6. And it's sent back by Lopez. One-on-one here. And Antetokounmpo with the basket on the assist by Holiday. Giannis has got the lead up to 14 now for the Bucks. George looking around. Jacks up a 3. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
Here's Middleton. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Bucks lead by 13.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. Here's the break. Shot's good by Middleton. Middleton's got his 2nd basket.
80% shooting to start the 3rd, 4 for 5.
Holiday against George. From deep 3-point range, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Outside Holiday. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Great D that time from Batum.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Lets it go from 14. Here's Zubac. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's got his 6th rebound on the night. Middleton for 3. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Middleton's got 7.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
Here's George. Lopez with the block. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Jackson's checked in.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And some changes here for the Bucks. P.J. Tucker comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. Here's Zubac, just his 1st attempt. The shot missing. And Milwaukee the other way now. Middleton inside the 3-point line. Hands the shot with nobody near him. Middleton's got 9 points here in the 2nd half. And here's George. He's got 16. Rebound by Brook Lopez. Bucks leading by 17. Down low. Middleton outside. Kicks it to Lopez. And the rejection by Zubac. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And the basket is good. And that's now 18 points for Paul George.
Ends the move with a whisper instead of a bang, going to the finger roll.
Forbes dishes to Lopez. Middleton right side. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. 20 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Here's George. And the layup falls. George has got 13 points now in the quarter.
Well, they're not behind because of this guy. He is putting on a tremendous run.
For 3, Middleton. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Here's Coffey. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this was?
How about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Patrick Patterson is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Luke Kennard. And there's Jackson. And it's Oturu in at the 5, roaming the paint. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Holiday comes in for Pat Connaughton. Bucks leading by 15. Antetokounmpo finds Middleton. DiVincenzo tips it back in.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Jackson passes to Leonard. 17-foot shot on the way.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Giannis dishes to Middleton. From deep. The long-distance 3 is buried. And the Bucks lead by 20.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Here's Jackson, and it's sent back by Lopez.
Just superb timing. Lopez stretches out beautifully to send that back.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Milwaukee has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Basket good. DiVincenzo's got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
A 3 from Leonard. Milwaukee with the rebound. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
It's deflected. Holiday finds DiVincenzo. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. Rajon Rondo's checked in for the Clippers. For Los Angeles, they've gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, you have got to love the energy Paul George is playing with. Throws the hammer down.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's his first foul. Middleton for 3. That one doesn't go. The Clippers go the other way with it. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, he soars to the rim to finish off that alley-oop. Patterson playing way above the cylinder.
Holiday surveying the floor. Over Rondo. DiVincenzo passes to Giannis. Lays it up and banks it in. Antetokounmpo's got 22 points.
And we talk about Antetokounmpo's all-around skills, and tonight it's been about the scoring. He's put this offense on his back.
Yep, that one goes.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Holiday against Rondo. Rondo with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. George, no good. Milwaukee leading by 18. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Off target from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
George with the bucket.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win
for the Bucks.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Giannis.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
Here's Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, the defender all over.
The free throw drops for Zubac. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And he makes both free throws. 1:02 left in the game. Outside, Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it. That one's off, still out of sync. Clippers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. He can't hit that time. And Milwaukee will come the other way. 22 is their biggest lead. Pass to Lopez. Rondo against Holiday. It's hauled in by Zubac. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the inside, Oturu. Good D by Lopez. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. Hey, Dave.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in its small forward. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at center. Now here's Leonard. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It'll be a fun matchup to watch.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. Lillard from outside. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Jumps up. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Now here's McCollum. Passes it to Nurkic. Out to the right wing. Lillard with no one around. That one a little long.
Oh, he's not going to miss that shot twice in a row. Trust me.
And there's Paul George on the assist from Leonard.
A guy with George's focus can shrug off the contact. He won't let the defender disrupt his rhythm.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
And that one's good. Leonard.
They've come out the locker room. His eye. 4 for 4 to start the night.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Lillard again missing.
His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Now, here's Lillard from deep three-point range. Lillard again missing.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
Now here's Jackson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Lillard fires away from way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
You got to get out on Lillard. I mean, his long-distance shot, you know it's cash.
From deep, George. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it, the fast break chance. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And here's the fast break. Here's Jackson. That ball's nice speed that time from George. Jackson's got his second basket of the night.
Oh, man, and Jackson is just incredibly fast in transition. It's just the defense's worst nightmare when he's leaking out in the open floor.
And it's Lillard missing.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Lets it go from deep. Jackson misses. Trailblazers trail by 8. And a wide open look for McCollum. Drills the three-pointer.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
Jackson looking around. And he uses the glass on the layup. Jackson's got 6.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Now Lillard. He's got 5. Here's Nurkic. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And at 280 pounds, I mean, Nurkic is difficult to deter, even when you hit him. I mean, he's just so strong.
Now, here is George. It's a 5-point game. From outside, off the mark. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the first. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Here's Lillard. And another 3 for Portland.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Outside, George. And it's George again missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Oh, the quick feet of Covington. He excels at getting out there on the break and finding ways to capitalize.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Outside, George. Fires from deep. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
And the 3 ball is good.
Lillard's not going to let you get away with that. He wants those 3 points back, and he gets them quick.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but Damian Lillard's range, wow.
When I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. If you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Giles is out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in at the 1. To the wing right side. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Simons. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Kanter's shot is off.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup. That'll get the whole team pumped up.
Here's Leonard outside for Rondo. 3-pointer. Pass to Morris. Back to Kennard. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Giles.
Now, you don't see that very often. A wide open 3 is usually like a layup for him.
And it's good, 2 points.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Kennard, the pass to Oturu. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
This is why Kennard's teammates appreciate him. He's good at sharing the wealth when they're uncovered.
Pass to Powell. Here's Simons. Back to Powell. To the paint. Stolen away. And here we go with Morris. Running it up the court. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Good unselfish play from Kennard. I mean, pockets and assists instead of forcing his own shot.
Outside, Jones. Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
Anthony's checked in for Harry Giant. Here's George. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. A nice shot by Simons.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen. Defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
The pass to Oturu. Powell with the steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Anthony. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Now just a 2-point Clipper lead.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Down low, Oturu jams it in off the great move.
Talk about an advanced distributor. I mean, there's passes that point guards can make, and there's passes that Rajon Rondo.
Passes it to Powell. Off target from 3-point range. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Jones. McCollum's checked in for Norman Powell. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. The shot's good from Kennard.
Well, there's no limit to Kennard's range. His ability to space the floor is valuable in today's game.
Jackson against Lillard. He feeds it to Nurkic. A second chance effort. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers leading by 7. Jackson drives in. Pass to Coffey. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 36 seconds left to play in the first half. Patterson can't get it to go. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for Portland. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Jackson against Lillard. Back to Jackson. Six to shoot. No good on the last second attempt there.
Oh, and what?
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 10 points. And for the Clippers, the wing tandem of Kawhi Leonard. Thanks for joining us.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Reggie Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2 guard. Here's Nurkic. Up and in with the jumper near the hoop.
Well, I love Nurkic's shot selection. I mean, outstanding and getting to his spots and converting.
And here's Jackson. He's got 6. And that one, good. Jackson's got 8.
Wow, and Jackson is just crafty down inside. He has such a quick release that even taller defenders can't get to it in time.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Back to Lillard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it, there is not much you can do.
Pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Feeds to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. 6 points for Nurkic.
Oh, good interior offense. Those passes have to be right on target.
Lillard against Rondo. George with the ball. 12 points for him. And it's Rondo penetrating. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And the dunk by Powell.
Encouraging to see Lillard focus on improving his defense, showing solid instincts to come up with that steal.
Clippers leading by 3. Outside, George fires the 3. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. That makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
He gets it in there. He's got 15.
A pick and roll master. You got to respect how decisive Lillard is. I mean, he often makes great decisions.
Well, we're into the third quarter. Just over 2.5 minutes played. And here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it go with the 3. And it's George missing. Trailblazers trail by 4. Here's Powell. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Rondo kicks to Kennard. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Kennard's got 5 points so far.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Lillard from deep three-point land. That shot misses. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And George, here we go. Good work defensively by Lillard.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Clippers leading by 4. On the wing, Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Here's Leonard on target from 13 feet.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
Now here's McCollum from outside the arc. They get the rebound. And the pass to Simons. It's stolen by Morris. Off they go on a 3-on-1 break. It's stolen by Jones. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. The feed to Cantor. Stolen by Zubac. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Leonard outside Jackson. Back to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. Passes it to man. Outside Jackson. There's the triple. No good there. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers lead by 6. And we'll reach. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this was?
This is the versatility you need to play in today's game. 2 guards have to be able to make plays for others.
We've reached the 4th quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, they've got Enes Kanter. Anthony is out there with Derek Jones. Then there's McCollum, and it's Simons in at the point. Patterson dishes to Leonard. Over Jones. No good off the back of the rim.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Anthony. It's McCollum on the wing. Puts it up from 17, and there it is for him.
Such a smart offensive player. When McCollum sees these shots open up, he doesn't think twice about firing.
Jackson passes to Patterson. Jackson against Jones. Nobody near Leonard. No good with the triple.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Simons, the pass to Cantor. And yes, it's good. Cantor's got his first 2 points.
Strong finish by Cantor. The contact doesn't seem to affect his mechanics at all.
Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
There you see why you want the ball in Jackson's hands as much as possible. He can clearly set the table.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Now McCollum shoots the 3. Connects from 3-point range. McCollum's got 5 points in the quarter.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Jackson finds Leonard. And now they decide to foul intentionally. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Anthony. Robert Covington comes in for Derek Jones. Norman Powell's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons.
And they're going to have to pay closer attention to him beyond the arc. I mean, he's got 2 threes in this half, a total of 3 overall.
Wow, hammering it in!
But Lillard, he's an exceptional player. He's a guy you trust to make the right decision in these moments.
And here's George. Inside. Oturu's shot is off. The Trailblazers have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Lillard, the pass to Covington. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Lillard outside. To tie it up. Cantor trying to free himself up. And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers. George with the ball. He kicks it to Leonard. Outside Rondo. And there's Paul George on the assist by Rondo. George has got 20 points.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Three-pointer, Lillard hits it from three-point range. Lillard's got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Here's George. That's down the hatch. That's one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Here's Lillard.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
George looking around. Pass to Oturu. And George kicks to Leonard. Shot clock at 6. And that one clipped. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul him on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And George, here we go. Zubac finds Leonard. Outside, George on the wing, Batum. Misses the three. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 1. 1 second left in the fourth quarter. We present our New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
So Basketball on 2K Sports. So the next starting five. Green is out there with Harris. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving at the 2. And for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. Now here's Leonard. And the first shot of the night for him, no good.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in LA, but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Jackson misses.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Harris finds Irving. No good that time. 90 that time from Leonard. Right side, George. Outside, Batum. Fires the 3. And Paul George with the 3.
You need guys who can stretch the floor or the offense doesn't flow. Paul George is one of the best at it.
Now here's Harden. Yep, it counts.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. George passes to Zubac.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Harden surveying the D. Pass to Harris. Fires for 3. Harden kicks to Jordan. Puts it up. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Jordan's got his second bucket tonight.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
Now George. Five on the clock. Jordan knocks it away.
Can't be careless with DeAndre is around. He slaps shots back with some real authority.
And here's Harris from the arc. It's hauled in by Zubac. The Clippers trail. One-on-one here. Here's Leonard and Kawhi Leonard with the slam. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Harden. A 3. It's rebounded by Leonard. Left side, Jackson. Lays it up off the glass. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
It's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
When you are dealing with DeAndre, you just have to wrap him up sometimes and hope he misses because he is one of the most powerful players in the league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin's checked in for Green. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. The offensive rebound. Oturu, the pass to Kennard. Kicks it to Patterson. Left side, George. Three-pointer. No good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And Griffin scores. The assist by Jordan.
Blake got out and ran in transition, made it look so easy.
Outside Rondo. On the wing, George. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
Irving attacking. Here's Jordan. The shake. It's deflected.
Just a great job of timing on the block from Patterson.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And DeAndre is one of the best in the business in that situation. You let him sneak in behind you, and you're going to pay.
Rondo with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And here's George for 3. That one's not going to go. It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And the second quarter will be on the way. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes.
This game, it's...
You know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. We've got Brown. He's out there with Irving. Griffin is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Claxton in at the 4. Rondo against Irving. Rondo dishes to Patterson. Takes a 3. Oh, good on that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Oturu controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Harden against Rondo. It's stolen by Rondo. Fast break, here we go. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Rondo, known for his quick hands on defense, that time turned it into offense.
The Nets with the lead. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
Pass to Oturu. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Brown with it. Leonard picks him up. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Kennard finds Leonard, and stolen by Aldridge. Here's Claxton. He's covered by Rondo. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on Rajon Rondo. The Nets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Coffey's checked in, and it's Paul George in for Leonard. Brown against George. Rebounded by the Nets. Here's Harden. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they'd love to run. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him.
All this means is he has to be careful. Don't want to pick up a cheapie and get sent to the bench with 3 fouls.
Patterson, he's checked in for Morris. And the Nets making a change here as well. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Outside, George. At the elbow, it's Jackson. The pass to Oturu. And stolen by Jordan. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Brown the pass to Green. That shot off. Clippers trail by 6. And George, here we go. Jackson. Over Jordan. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
So for the Nets, Griffin's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And Irving subbed in for Brown. Stolen by Jackson. And here they come. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. It's going to be on James Harden.
The strength and body control of Reggie Jackson gives him an edge against physical defense, potential and one.
Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants. Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
Jackson against Harden. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Quick off his feet, the long arms, easy jam for Jackson.
Jackson against Harden. 32 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Dishes it to Irving. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
In terms of drawing fouls, Griffin is one of the best we have in the NBA.
So for the Nets, LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Green. Luwawu Cabarrot comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. Pass to Patterson, back to Jackson. Clippers moving the ball around. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Kawhi Leonard. Outside Irving. Count it. Good. Irving's got 7 points.
I like this from Kyrie. Looking for a high percentage shot. Settling for nothing less.
So that'll be it for the first half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. DeAndre Jordan came out on a mission in the first. He had 9 points. Thanks for joining.
I need the money, I need it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. DeAndre Jordan has been sensational.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Luke Kennard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Zubac in at the 5 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And a miss there on the triple. Brooklyn leading by 7. And here is Irving. And he finishes nicely on the layup. 9 points in the game so far. Around the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, pardon.
I agree.
So explosive with the dunk. Kawhi Leonard gets up quick to slam it down.
Harden against Kennard. Kicks it out to Harden. No one near him. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Kennard, the pass to Leonard. From downtown. Again, Leonard missing.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
It's deflected. Harris against Kennard.
Exploding to the rim. Luke Kennard slams it in. His offensive energy is a difference maker.
Passes to Green. Harris looking it over. Harden left side. Rondo with the steal. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. And it's Leonard with the jam.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
On the wing, Irving. To the inside. It's stolen by Rondo. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Nets also making a change. Claxton's checked in. From deep, George. The 3-pointer is right on target. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers. Harden outside. They can't stop the run with that one. LA has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
Strong take by Paul. He plays with great decisiveness.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And both free throws good for Paul George.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Down kicks to Johnson. We've got 1:48 left in the 3rd. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Jackson dishes to George. And George with the stuff.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
To the middle, here's Johnson. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Los Angeles now. This run now up to 13-2. Jackson passes to George. 1:05 left in the 3rd quarter. Jackson has the open look. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
And it's Johnson penetrating. Outside, Griffin. Now the feed to Aldridge. And he banks in the layup. Aldridge has got his first bucket of the night.
You see Griffin keeping his eyes up, looking for a hole in that defense.
Pass to Oturu. And here's George. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
Johnson outside. He doesn't hit that one. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And there's the pass to Patterson from deep. It doesn't go for him. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He finishes with 9 points. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got Griffin, Harden out there with Brown. Then there's Harris. And it's Aldridge in at the 5. Home in the paint. Rondo looking over the floor. Pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. It's Harden with the drive. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Harris finds Griffin. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
It's a rough way to make a living, but somebody has to do it. Blake Griffin absorbing a lot of contact in the painted area.
Outside Rondo. Passes it to Batum. A 3-ball. Rebound Brooklyn. And so they foul intentionally. Harden against Jackson. Harden draws the double. Nobody near Irving. No good on the triple.
He's been of no help stretching the floor tonight. Just 1 3 in the first half. Nothing in the second.
Outside Leonard. To the inside. Zubac the pass to Leonard. And the foul on Joe Harris. That is his first foul of the game. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Batum wide open. He fires. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Stolen by Jackson. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. It's good. And the Clippers lead by 9.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Jackson against Harden. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
George looking around. There's the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Irving for 3. Offensive rebound, Nets. Second shot opportunity. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from DeAndre Jordan. Jackson finds George. Pass to Zubac. And it's Leonard at the elbow. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Back to George. There's the pass to Batum. 5 to shoot. George against Irving.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Calm in the heat of the storm, Kyrie with a big bucket.
Here's George. Leonard on the wing. This one for three. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And they go to the intentional foul. Jeff Green is checked in for the Nets. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just one on the bucket from Harden.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. And Jordan sends it back. It's Harden with the drive. And the jam by Harden.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. I love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
Here's George. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Here's Harden. Shooting foul. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Harris passes to Green. Now the dish to Jordan. Shakes him. It's in!
Few players, if any, hit for a higher percentage inside. Jordan playing to his strengths.
Back to George for the win. He made it! He made it!
Yes, he did!
Down it goes!
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The view high above our... And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. And for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the 2 guard. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers.
And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself. And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Outside Holiday. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And the 3 off target. And watching Antetokounmpo get to the rim can, GA, take your breath away.
Man, he can go around you, through you, or literally jump right over you. Call him the freak, Superman, what have you. None of it feels like an exaggeration.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. The drive by Jackson. Zubac. He can't get that one. The Bucks go the other way with it. DiVincenzo with it. George picks him up. Middleton on the wing. Back to DiVincenzo. Shoots over Leonard. They get it back. And here's George. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Feeds it to Batum. Takes it out to Leonard. Stolen by Middleton. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it. The fast break chance. On the wing, DiVincenzo. And again, the Bucks miss.
Well, it can't get worse than this. 0 for 4 to start.
Nobody near Leonard. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Bucks have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Outside Holiday. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an over for the first 5 here to start the game.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Now here is Holiday. With the teardrop, he's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented,
But if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. Now here's Giannis. Chris Middleton unable to get his last shot to go.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Lopez kicks to Holiday. For three, Middleton. Milwaukee, no good that time either. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Count the basket.
This is one of the many things Paul George has done to help their offense. Effective ball movement.
Giannis inside. Defended by Batum. And Giannis gets it to go.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Outside, George. The three. Rebounded by the Bucks. There's 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, the length of Kawhi Leonard twice on the pipes with that 7'3" wingspan.
Here's Batum. And the rejection by Giannis. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it, the fast break chance. Here's Middleton. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Leonard's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. A nice shot by George.
What great body control from the all-star forward. Paul George, so skilled at keeping his composure under pressure.
For three, Middleton. Unable to get that one. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Clippers ahead, up by 4. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Man, why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Rajon Rondo. He's out there with Luke Kennard. And it's Patterson in at the 4 slot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. This is his first chance at the line tonight. The first one falls. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. The Clippers in the lead. Now here's Rondo. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Yeah, you got to respect the awareness level of Rondo. When his teammates have a clean look at the basket, the ball gets there without hesitation.
Good. Holiday's got his second bucket. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Rondo looking around. Puts it up from 12. And the shot is long.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Patterson passes to Rondo. Here's Oturu, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Oturu's got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers. Holiday goes in. And it's in there. Holiday's got his third basket of the night right there.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
Pass to Kennard. For 3. Oturu. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Oturu's got 6 points.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. It's stolen by Rondo. Pass to Oturu. Tries from 16. Patterson can't get it to go. Bucks trail by 4. Here's Connaughton. Portis trying to free himself. And that one's good from Connaughton. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Rondo against Holiday. And the foul on Drew Holiday. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bucks with some changes. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Drew Holiday.
Absolutely tenacious, guys. Stuck right on him defensively, bothered that shot.
Antetokounmpo. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
Batum with the three. Doesn't go that time. Now the Bucks take it the other way. They break it out 5 on 3. It's blocked. They recover it. And Tucker kicks to Forbes. Back to Tucker. Here's Antetokounmpo. Bucket is good. And that's now 6 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
How about the effort? You didn't think a little contact would prevent Giannis from scoring, did you?
Jackson passes to Mann. To the paint. Launches it. Pocket 6. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound in this one. The rebound by Patterson.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Here's Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, Kawhi Leonard is a career 85% free throw shooter. You do not want to put him at the line.
Drew Holiday is checked in for Milwaukee. And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Los Angeles with another miss. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Giannis. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And it's a 4-point Milwaukee lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
George passes to Oturu. And here's Leonard from 3. Rebounded by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 5th rebound in this one. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Bucks lead by 4. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. They never put themselves in too much. And
we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. One of the stories here, Drew Holiday getting it done today.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Here's Antetokounmpo. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 6 now for the Bucks. The Clippers shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. And George, here we go. And he's fouled pretty hard on the... And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Holiday gets the bucket.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
DiVincenzo against George. The pass to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. And Antetokounmpo inside. Working on Zubac. Here's Middleton. Great D that time from Leonard. Clippers trail by 7. And George kicks to Zubac. Pulls up. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Here's Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
You know, he's flat fueling their success. Most of the offense has gone through him.
Outside, George takes the 3. Rebounded by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Stolen by George. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Patterson can't get it to go. Milwaukee leading by 7. Knocked away. But they'll get another chance. Middleton can't get it to go.
Boy, you can't buy a bucket. Shut out completely so far, and yet they're still ahead.
George passes to Leonard. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. Down low. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the 3rd quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. And that one drops. Leonard's got 6 points.
You want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Holiday goes in. DiVincenzo. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. He has 5.
Savvy play from Holiday.
Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
And here comes Holiday leading the fast break. Here's Giannis. And Giannis throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group. This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And attacking with all that length. When Giannis drives, he's either scoring or at least getting the foul.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Rondo's shot is good.
Gets the ball up the court immediately, and that pass to find the man cutting to the bucket couldn't have been timed any better.
Giannis dishes to Lopez. Here's Forbes. Buries the long-range jumper. Forbes has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
You know this, if you're open, you can count on Brook Lopez to find you. He uses his height to spot open teammates.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Kennard's shot is off. The Bucks have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
Well, you have to like the length of Brook Lopez and the fact that he understands he has that advantage on both ends of the floor.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate. Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And give him.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Bucks on top. They lead by 12. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So it's the Bucks now. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum, and it's Coffey in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Clippers trail by 14. Outside, George launches a 3. A rebound by the Bucks. Batum with the steal. It's tipped. Here is Forbes. The tray. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Now, here is George. Tight defense on him.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's the 3. No good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Pass to Oturu. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Portis. The three-pointer no good. Clippers trail by 17. The shot by George, wide open. He drains the quick shot.
Gorgeous. That pull-up jumper is simply gorgeous. Paul George rises above everyone.
Here is Forbes. It's stolen by Rondo. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And foul called. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player. The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
So both teams changing it up here. Here's Rondo. On the wing, George. For the 3. It's hauled in by Giannis. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
One of the key aspects for Kawhi Leonard's scoring per game is his ability to get to the free throw line. This guy lives there.
Lopez is checked in for Portis. Leonard hits them both. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Holiday surveying the floor. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
A deceptive guard. Holiday draws fouls by keeping his defenders always on their heels over the course of the game.
And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. It's a 13-point game. third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Brook Lopez.
See, I don't think you can teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
And George drops them both. Milwaukee leading by 11. A minute 50 left to play here in the fourth. And he gets the whistle. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Well, Paul George able to keep that shot high in the air. This is a dangerous long-range bomber.
And Antetokounmpo inside. Defended by Batum. And Giannis gets it to go.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Now Lopez.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Bucks.
If they had to battle for this win, there were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Giannis.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
George passes to Rondo. Comes up empty down low. Lopez up top. Shoots over Zubac. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. From deep. No good. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us.